other day I was cleaning up with my kids after Shabbat, which is a lot of work in our house, and I noticed something interesting, that I have an older daughter, and the older daughter, so we're all cleaning up, like even, the big kids and also the little kids, like even though like my 6-year-old was like mopping the floor, and like we were all doing it together. And so one of my older daughters said, she said, wow, wow, this is really fun. It's fun that we're all doing this together. Okay, and then a younger daughter said, was actually one younger, it was like 2 years younger than that daughter, said, you think this is fun? You think this is fun? If it's so fun, then maybe you'll clean up for me? This isn't fun. This is, I hate this. And it really struck me because I used to actually relate to housework like that younger daughter. I used to really hate it. And now actually I feel more about it like my older daughter. Like I actually sort of think that everyone cleaning up, in a way I feel like it's really, really fun. I think it's like one of the funnest things I can do with my family is clean up together, this feeling of doing this thing together. So I just wanted to sort of, so I think that the cleaning up, a certain amount of housework is something that all of us have to do. It reminds me of something that someone once told me about giving birth, and she was saying how she always gives birth. She has an epidural at every birth. She said, but it doesn't matter. She says, she doesn't matter if you get an epidural, don't get an epidural. There's always going to be pain in childbirth. There's always like a certain amount of pain that you have to go through in childbirth. And doesn't before you get the epidural, you're always going to experience pain in childbirth. And I feel like, cleaning up and keeping our house, there's a certain amount of cleaning up and housework, which is just a requirement of being a Jewish mom. Really, even if you have a lot of household help, it doesn't really matter. There's a certain amount of hard work that all of us are going to have to do in our houses. So I wanted to talk about just how I personally have developed a more positive attitude towards cleaning. In fact, I think I even enjoy it. I think I can actually say that I actually enjoy cleaning up in my house. So I wanted to tell a few things which have really changed my attitude towards cleaning. One of the things is that one, I mention this frequently, but something that I love is that I take different classes on the phone. I take phone classes, but it doesn't have to be a phone class. It could be just like a regular class that you listen to on an MP3 player. And I listen to my classes while I'm cleaning up, and so I look forward the whole day. I get my kids to bed, and, this is my time to clean up and listen to my classes. And I love it. It means that then, when I'm cleaning, I really enjoy it. It makes the time fly because I get to listen to my classes. Another thing to keep in mind, something that I heard from my teacher, Rabbini Imi Mizrahi, and I heard this many, many, many years ago, but she said that, she said, when you are cleaning up, it's like you're bringing a sacrifice. It's like we don't have the temple anymore. We're not we're not slaughtering sheep and goats and cows anymore. Now, the sacrifice that I can bring, I can do something. I can I think to myself, well, this is a mitzvah, keeping my house, orderly and neat for my family. So it's a nice, positive place to live, and not just this total messy, chaotic, junk heap. As it would be if I didn't work pretty hard on it. So sometimes let's say on Friday nights, and I'd rather not be washing dishes. I'd rather that someone else be washing dishes. But I go and I say, okay, I'm spending now 10 minutes washing dishes while everyone else is sitting at the table and having a nice time, and this is my korban. This is my sacrifice to Hashem, and it really, really cheers me up. It really works. Highly recommended. Okay. Another thing is just to so I have people that I like to speak with on the phone. I have a chavruta that I speak with on the phone. We talk about our weeks and working towards our goals and things, and I do that. I speak with her while I'm cleaning up, and so which is another thing. It's another thing that I do that makes me really, really look forward. It's every Sunday night, and I love it. I look forward to those Sunday nights when I'm cleaning up and cooking, because I get to talk with my friend. So I wanted to just read something. I heard something very beautiful from the writer Sarah Shapiro. she wrote a beautiful piece about cleaning up, and she was talking about how sweeping up and cleaning up, in some way, it's the most emotionally satisfying thing possible. You know, like your house is like a mess, and then you spend like 10 or 15 minutes sweeping up and ordering things, or longer than that, you know, or maybe an hour, whatever, however long it takes you. And like it's not only like a physical experience, like physically cleaning up, it's also an emotional experience. Feeling the satisfaction and the peace that you feel when your house is a bit cleaner. And so in conclusion, I wanted to just read something beautiful, which appears in one of Sarah Shapiro's books. She's writing about a neighbor who unfortunately passed away, who loved housework. She's the person who loved housework. She loved cooking and cleaning, and this appears in the book, A Gift Passed Along. One night, so this is Sarah Shapiro writing. One night, I called my neighbor Bracha to get an idea for dinner. Oh, I have a delicious recipe, and it's as easy as pie, Bracha said. Dice up some onions and peppers. She might have also said tomatoes. Saute it in a frying pan and then scramble it up with some eggs and they'll love it. I did as Bracha said, and it was much easier than pie. Not only that, they ate it. It wasn't that I'd never made this dish before, but I think Bracha's confidence in its scrumptiousness must have affected the way I served it, and probably even the way I cooked it. A lot of her confidence in the kitchen came from the fact that Bracha just loved cooking. Once during one of Bracha's recovery periods following chemotherapy, she asked the doctor for advice about how to get her strength back. He said it was very important to do something she loved every day, and she said, "What I love most of all is cooking and keeping a house." Another factor in the intense pleasure she took in cooking and housekeeping was the dignity and significance she accorded those activities. One particular memory that keeps coming back to me about Bracha is how she called up one day a little after 1 o'clock and asked what I was doing. Feeling bored and depressed, I said I was just making lunch and waiting for the children to come home from school. "How nice," she said fondly. "You're making lunch and waiting for the children to come home from school. Isn't that nice?" How much pleasure Bracha took in having energy and mobility, the ability to do. As I go about my various life chores, I try to bear in mind how one woman treasured the privilege of standing before a stove, sweeping a floor, taking out the garbage, putting a load of laundry, folding towels, serving a meal, cleaning up afterwards. As she used to say, "Enjoy it, Mamale. It doesn't last forever." So I wanna bless all of us. I quoted last week somewhere on the site. I quoted it's a beautiful ancient proverb, which is the journey is the reward. Because I think so often, we're working towards a goal, like we're working towards a point at which then we will be happy, then we will enjoy ourselves. When all of our kids are out of diapers, when all of our kids are in school, when all of our kids are out of the house and married, whatever it is, we're all looking forward to that point, that time of leisure, of satisfaction, of pure ecstasy and happiness that we will have. But I think that this proverb, the journey is the reward, means like within the journey that we all are all going through as Jewish moms in this present, like what do that today all of us probably we have to clean up, and we have to put away groceries, and we have to cook, and we have to cook some more, and whatever, and like all the things that we have to do. I think it's so important that in our Jewish mom lives that we find ways to really to access the simcha, to access the joy, the joy which I think it is possible. I think it is possible to find ways that you too can enjoy all this, can enjoy housework and cleaning, or at least make it somewhat more enjoyable than it is for you now. Okay, I want to bless all of you Jewish moms with an amazing week.